what we're finding is that technologies, many of which have been around for a really long time, are making their own deals. So what we're trying to do is level the playing field so that all of the aspects of long duration energy storage are valued appropriately, right? Because a lithium ion battery or a 2-hour BESS product can be used in some of those circumstances. But what we want is to think about this as a transmission asset. So energy storage as a transmission asset, as infrastructure. So it's a long-term investment, and it's a way to smooth out the energy that's needed, not only for data centers, as we talked about, but also for municipalities and hospitals and communities, so that they don't have any issues with receiving the power that they need.
Do I see an opportunity for adding BESS to a repowering opportunity? Absolutely. Matter of fact, I don't know that new financing will touch it without introducing battery, right? With that being said, from being someone who's in the ground doing this work, not always are the projects ripe for BESS, right? On an infrastructure electrical model, right? As much as it might make sense on a design and financing level, when it actually comes to building these systems, it might not always make sense. We're approaching some systems where, yes, they want to, the developer wants to sell battery. We often end up doing the repower with no battery, because really what they want to do is yield more power without a major rehaul on their solar system. And then tie utility into that. At least here in California, we have a max capacity that we can install, right? So usually that's capped at 10% of the original capacity of the solar system. So you have to play with those new installs. You have to consider that BESS might not be appropriate for that particular site. But on a finance perspective, like a lot of PEs won't touch a repower unless they can introduce BESS, which opens up an opportunity for other providers who aren't so tied to BESS. So every system, that's why we say that we come in, our biggest value add is to come in early on in the deal so that we can verify if BESS indeed is the right approach, and not just coming at a portfolio and say, hey, we have to have BESS no matter what. It's like, hey, maybe for that site, maybe for this site, probably not for this one.
I would say I'm excited about the future of battery storage right now. I think although it's going through a little bit of a turbulent time with all of the new regulations and policy changes, I think it also is making me really excited that the demand and interest in battery storage has never been greater, and the need for it with data centers and just basically increasing power prices across the country. It's just, it's kind of fun to be in the center of all the action. And I think there's a huge amount of work to unpack all of the changes, and also on top of that, all these new suppliers that are launching new products. So it's like everything, everywhere, all at once, and so it's kind of a cool opportunity to be in. And I've revalidated our business here, because we've gotten dozens of people who've come up and said, this is exactly what I need, thank you, and I haven't met anyone else who's doing what you're doing. And so although it's a little hard to explain what we do, because we're a bit of a hybrid between a distributor and financier and an integrator, it's cool to see that we're solving real problems for EPCs and developers of these battery storage projects.